The true origin of Shang-Chi's family concludes. Shang-Chi's parents, Jing Li and Zhang Zhu, have fallen in love and have built a family. But what terrible events ripped Shang-Chi's family apart forever? Hot damn on a stick, folks. This issue was wild, and a lot happened, so let's get to it. Jin Liu and Yang continues to flesh out the backstory of Shang and his family in this finale, while in pursuit of setting up the next part to the series. One of the things that I continue to be impressed with is the personal nature of the story. Jin Liu and Yang engages the reader with both great storytelling, wonderful family drama, and awesome action. The storytelling here continues to be solid overall, but this definitely feels like a transition chapter into the grand scheme of things. This doesn't mean that, the issue is boring by any means, as much as the writing and key moments continue to be quite engaging. I was impressed with the twists and the reveals in the plot, and I love how the story is evolving into something personal for the character with stakes that make Shang-Chi more interesting and compelling. Much of the intrigue with this new issue centers around how Shang-Chi will build off from this arc within the long run. In terms of the art, Dai Ron delivers some amazing visual flair to every page and panel. There are some great expressive character moments, and the atmosphere is beautifully done. The panels do a great job of building on the tension of the story, and the action is visually thrilling. There's this great energy to the action, and even the quieter visual moments have emotional weight and intensity. This issue also marks Dai Ron's end with helming the book's art, for now at least, before Marcus 2 takes over, starting with issue 9. As I've stated continuously for the past 8 or so issues, I absolutely adored Dai Ron's art throughout the entirety of the series, especially the spectacular fight scenes that he gave us during Shang-Chi versus the Marvel Universe. But I'm also very excited to see what Marcus 2 brings to the table with regards to the art, and hopefully there's much more color and vibrantness to come. Shang-Chi issue number 8 gets an 8 out of 10. Picking up right where the last issue left off, Shang-Chi's grandfather, Chieftain Shin, was en route to the House of the Deadly Hand, while Sister Staff revealed her betrayal to Shang-Chi by aligning herself with Chieftain Shin and the rest of his coalition of villainous assassins that he assembled. And with having infiltrated the House of the Deadly Hand, Shang and his mother are now in the thick of things, as they relentlessly dodge and block incoming attacks. And whilst this mosh pit of kung fu occurs, Shang-Chi is having to dodge attacks from Sister Staff, and he is still in shock by her betrayal, and yet he has no choice but to fight back, though it's through more of a means of protecting himself. So yeah, he's clearly holding back, while at the same time, he's pleading with her, saying like, hey sis, can you please stop hitting me? Like, come on girl, we're a family. Suddenly both Sister Dagger and Master Ling show up, and thus daggers are thrown immediately, and basically everyone is fighting side by side. However, Sister Dagger makes it clear to Shang-Chi that this is her protecting the Supreme Commander of the Five Weapon Society, not her brother, because she is still pissed from the whole ordeal that happened with Brother Saber. Eventually, Sister Staff orders the mob to chase down Sister Dagger into the other room. However, they run into a trap, as the mob are completely surrounded by the warriors of the Deadly Dagger. Thus, in a shocking turn of events, it turns out that both Sister Staff and Sister Dagger were in cahoots. And so with their warriors attending to the villains, Shang-Chi begins to head over to help, but he is stopped by his mother, who tells him that his sisters are champions of their respectful houses, and that they don't need his help. Instead, he needs to stay right here because she needs to tell and complete her story. And so picking back up before, getting rudely interrupted, Shang-Chi's mom tells him about the day when Zhang Zhu took both Shang and his sister to the house's garden, while his mother observed them from inside the house. And she would watch their father laugh as Shang ran around the garden, chasing dragonflies and, just being a little innocent kid. 'Twas indeed a perfect day. That is until Hydra attacked, which, that always sucks. That's never a fun thing. Now, Jin Li never actually knew the reason behind Hydra's attack, but she was simply told by Zhang Zhu that it was due to some business arrangement that had to deal with Hydra before he even met her. However, ever since that encounter, Zhang Zhu changed and began believing that the love he had for his family was making him weak. Afterwards, Zhang Zhu started to spend more time alone in his tower, while Jing Li felt alone and started to miss her home and her people, and most of all her father, so she sent her father a letter. A few weeks later, she's awakened in the middle of the night from heavy commotion, sounds of shouting coming from Zhang Zu's tower. And so when she goes up to check it out, she finds Zhang Zu is battling her father. And it's here where Chieftain Shin tells her about Zhang Zu's true motives for coming to Quinn Island. Essentially, he's been a villain from the start, and apparently he stole a piece of the old stone gateway in order to build a new portal right here in the house. Now Zhang Zu attempts to reason with her, saying that, everything he did it out of love for her and their family. But with his enemies growing each day, as a means to protect his family, Zhang Zu needed to acquire the heavenly weapons from her home dimension of Tao La, the treasures of the gods, the same treasure that Chieftain Shin and their people swore to protect. Jing Li eventually sides with her father, telling Zhang Zu that he has stolen from her people, and because of what they shared, she will tell him to move aside while she, along with her children, return home with her father, though not before taking back what he stole. Thus, this immediately angers Zhang Zu, and he attacks his wife. And he goes extreme here, folks. He even tells her that, because of her disloyalty, this will cause her children to be raised motherless. Which, by the way, when I read that, my reaction was like, oh shit, son. But Zhang Zu's attacks caused Chieftain Shin to go smashing into the portal, causing it to go haywire. And it's here where Chieftain Shin berates Zhang Zu for messing with magic that he doesn't understand, because the portal has lost its connection to Tao La, and instead, it is now connected to a dark dimension, aka the negative zone. But this angers Zhang Zu even more, and he swears to crush them both for ruining his work. But they are stopped by the arrival of a young Shang-Chi, and because he's the father of the year, Zhang Zu manipulates his son, telling him that Chieftain Shin means to take his mother far away. However, Chieftain Shin tries to reason with him, but Zhang Zu doesn't let him speak, and swears to banish him to the dark dimension, where his corpse will drift forever, and thus he falcon punches him into the portal, but he bumps into Zhang Li, which causes her to fall through, and to be lost within the negative zone for eternity. Woo! Now seeing his mother disappear, Shang cries out for his mother, and Zhang Zu tells him that Chieftain Shin killed her, manipulating the whole situation, thus causing Shang-Chi to avenge his mother. And so as the chieftain, is trying to reason with, with a young, innocent Shang-Chi, offering to take him and his sister away from their evil father, because he's under the influence of his dad, Shang throws a potion into Chieftain Shin's face, giving him the scar that he has in the present. And so disappointed by Shang, Chieftain Shin flies away on his Quinn horse, calling Shang the spitting image of evil that is his father. And after finishing her story, Shang's mother wonders if he remembers how things ended, and he tells her that he only remembers bits and pieces, concluding the fact that Shang-Chi must have cast a forgetting spell on Shang-Chi. And so she tells Shang that the reason why she told him the story to begin with was because she wanted to warn him about the rage that blinded his father, and the rage that blinds his grandfather currently, and that he needs to be careful to refrain from doing the same thing. Afterwards, Master Leng, along with Sister Staff and Sister Dagger, arrived to tell Shang-Chi that the Yeren and the mob of assassins have all been taken care of. And that's where we pick up from across the room, where our heroes check in with their villains. Now it's obvious that, they're all pissed, specifically towards Sister Staff, for betraying them. And while most of the assassins, shit talk and whatnot, King Wildman, in the background, out of curiosity imbues his Yeren root into Red Dot's cybernetical enhanced body, and it turns him into a cyborg Yeren. And because he's super strong, stronger than a regular person that is imbued with Yeren, he's able to break through the laser cell that is holding them. Now in response, Master Leng shines the enchanted mirror into the creature's face, but sadly, unlike prior, it has no effect on it. However, when it comes to Sister Dagger, upon being grabbed by the throat, she's basically like, screw this, and stabs Red Dot in the eye with her dagger. But it's during this confusion where King Wildman is able to capture Xing Li, and by holding Shang's mother by the neck, he tells them all to, back up, and if they don't listen, he'll break her neck, basically as leverage for their escape. From here, we see the arrival of Chieftain Jin, riding his weird-looking horse. Now, besides the obvious of, holding a grudge towards his grandson, he's also pretty pissed off that the assassins are kidnapping his daughter in such a careless manner. But nonetheless, the chieftain opens up a portal for him and the villains to escape through, along with their hostage. Shang-Chi, in his last-ditch efforts, tries to attack Chieftain Jin, but is quickly overpowered with a single blow. From there, Chieftain Jin tells Shang that he's not the same man who whom he humiliated all those years ago. And while Shang-Chi falls to the ground, Chieftain Shen and the assassins escape through the portal. Shang-Chi asks, where did they take his mother? And Sister Dagger tells him that her guess is that he took her to Quinn Island, where they will go through the old stone gateway and take Shang-Chi's mother to the dimension of Tao Law. And that, folks, was the end of Shang-Chi, issue number 8. And thank you guys for checking out my video, as it truly means the world to me. And as always, I'm your majestic sayer of words, SuperCliff. And if you guys are new to the channel, then do me a solid by smashing that like and subscribe button. And also hit the notification bell so that you'll never miss out on an upload, and so that you'll always be kept up to date with your favorite top tier comics happening in the comic book world. Now tell me, what are your thoughts and opinions on this issue? Are you guys excited for issue number 9? Let me know down in the comment section below. And until the next video, peace.